Welcome back to the Fantasy Pros YouTube channel. My name is Derek Brown. In today's video, we're going to talk about 12 players that the experts are drafting heavily this year in fantasy football. Before we get to that, if you want a chance to win one of one, an ultimate custom fantasy championship belt for your league, courtesy of Trophy Smack, the #1 destination for epic fantasy tournament trophies, all you have to do is subscribe to the Fantasy Pros YouTube channel right now, comment below on this video, and that's it. We will be announcing a winner this week, so this is your last chance, people, to turn on those notifications so you can be alerted when new episodes are up and to claim your prize. All right, number 12, Nico Collins. Look, I get this is a small sample, but over the last 2 years without Brandon Cooks on the field, Nico Collins has garnered a 22% target share, 30.6% target per route run rate, and we've seen the talent in spurts from Nico Collins. The problem is, quarterback play has been lacking. That's where CJ Stroud comes in. This year, the Houston Texans offense is going to do nothing but climb the ranks because CJ Stroud, I'm here to tell you people, is the truth. Nico Collins can assert himself as the wide receiver 1 in Houston. And if CJ Stroud is that guy that I think he is going to be a value in fantasy leagues this year, and the experts love him. All right, number 11, my favorite Chicago Bear running back, Rashaad Johnson. So over the last 3 years of college, Rashaad Johnson has been, and I get it, small sample size we have to work here because look, he's behind one of the best ever in Bijan Robinson. But what he's shown when he's played has been amazing. Over the last 3 seasons, his final 3 in college, he was 11th, 21st, and 14th in yards after contact per attempt. He is a plus pass protector, only allowing 2 sacks during his entire collegiate career at Texas. If there's one guy that you need to push your chips to the middle on to take over this Bears backfield by the middle of the season, it's Rashaad Johnson. All right, let's stay on the underrated running back discussion. Damien Harris coming in at number 10. Over the last 3 years, Damien Harris has been one of the most efficient running backs in the NFL. And his rank in juke rate has been 8th, 22nd, and 9th. So we're not asking Damien Harris to be anything that he hasn't already been for the Patriots, except he moves over to a great offense. We know the Bills are going to be in the red zone constantly. They were 6th in red zone scoring attempts per game last year, and with the pace of play that this offense runs at, they're the 8th highest red zone rushing attempts per game. What does this all mean? Damien Harris could be this year's Jamal Williams or yesteryear's James Conner. Double-digit touchdowns is firmly in his range of outcomes, and we've already seen him do it once in his career. Experts love him, and you should too. All right, number 9, staying with the running backs. A lot of good running back values that the experts are targeting right now. Rashaad Penny. And hey, theme here, good offenses. Rashaad Penny has been one of the most explosive runners when he's been healthy. And I know that's a big if, but all of that injury risk in if is priced into his ADP right now. He's been airdropped into an Eagles offense that was 1st in red zone rushing attempts per game. And we've just seen what an early down grinder can do in this offense because Miles Sanders was not getting targets last year. With only a 40% route participation, 5% target share, that was not there. Not going to be there for Rashaad Penny either, but he doesn't need that, people. He is one of the best running backs in the NFL when he's on the field. So all we're doing is making a really cheap bet, and the experts are doing it as well, that he could stay healthy. Again, the risk is baked in. Rashaad Penny over the last 2 seasons has been 1st and 5th in EPA per carry, and rushing yards over expectation, he's been 2nd and 3rd. Rashaad Penny could be a league winner, and you need to follow the experts in drafts and get him on your teams. All right, number 8. What do we chase in fantasy every single year? It is volume, baby. So this leads me to James Conner, and I get it, I understand it. The Cardinals are not going to be a good team. That's not going to stop James Conner from racking up a ton of volume. When he has not been hurt, he's been amazing over the last 2 seasons. RB9, RB7 fantasy points per game. He's also been top 20 in both of those seasons in opportunity share and weighted opportunity. There is no running back on this depth chart that is going to take volume away from James Conner. I know we're all wondering what happens with Kyler Murray, but Colt McCoy, one, is a check down artist, and two, can move this offense up and down the field, and James Conner will be in scoring position. Now, I'm not telling you it's going to be a lot, but enough to pay off, and the experts are diving in and drafting him as much as they possibly can. All right, number 7, a guy that I love, Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson, we all know the risk that he presents, but the rushing upside and the fit in this offensive scheme is fantastic. You look at what Richardson does as a passer, and really the name of the game with Shane Steichen is throwing deep and using play action. In his final season at Florida, he was 5th in play action passing grade, 19th in play action yards per attempt, and 20th in PFF's deep passing grade. You marry this with that amazing upside that he carries with his legs, yeah, you need to be going with the experts and targeting Anthony Richardson a ton in your drafts this year. I think we got a theme here, people. Number 6 coming in. We're talking about a lot of these undervalued running backs, and that leads me to David Montgomery. We just saw what Jamal Williams and his hip thrusts and his swag did last year in spiking all of those touchdowns. David Montgomery, I'm not telling you that he's going to get to that level, but he can be an RB2, and all the experts agree. They're drafting him right now because all the hype is centered around Jahmyr Gibbs, but David Montgomery could be the red zone back for this team. He probably is the favorite for that role. Considering what he's done last year, he was 26th in yards after contact per attempt, 12th in elusive rating. We know he can break tackles as well as play in the passing game. He's going to steal routes from Jahmyr Gibbs. If he owns the red zone role, you're going to wish you followed the experts in drafts. All right, number 5, going to the rookie well here, Jordan Addison. We saw Adam Thielen, crusty, dusty, washed up version of himself, earn a 17% target share and 107 targets in his Vikings pass first offense, which I'm here to tell you is going to pass even more without Dalvin Cook this year. Do we not think that Jordan Addison can earn just as many, heck, maybe more targets than Adam Thielen had last year? Addison has been 22nd or higher in yards per route run and PFF receiving grade in each of the last 2 collegiate seasons that he played. Dropping him into this pass first offense, he is going to pay off as a great value and a wonderful, wonderful draft pick in fantasy this year. Now we talk about talented rookies. Let's go to a talented third-year player that I get. He burned everybody last year, and I understand if you don't want to go back there, but I'm telling you, the experts love this guy, and you need to draft him because the upside is still there. Kyle Pitts. Last year, he was 9th in PFF receiving grade, tied in 5 in expected fantasy points per game, top 2 in both target share and target per route run rate. So you're saying to yourself, okay, well, all of these numbers sound great. Where did it go wrong? 1, Marcus Mariota was terrible. He was 37th in catchable target rate, and he only had 5 red zone targets. We saw this offense last year lead the NFL in red zone rushing rate. If that number comes back, and I'm not telling you they're going to be top 10 in passing rate, inside the 10, inside the 20, but even if they just regress to the bare minimum top 10, top 12 in rushing rate, Kyle Pitts is going to get more opportunities for touchdowns, and Desmond Ridder might not be fantastic, but we also have the out of Taylor Heineke. If Ridder sucks, Taylor Heineke, we know what that show looks like, and at least it's passable quarterback play, and that's all Kyle Pitts needs to pay off this year. All right, number 3, J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins, when we've seen him in the NFL healthy, and even last year running on one leg, still one of the most efficient guys in the NFL. And now you have Todd Monken coming in, who has fed top 10 opportunity shares to Nick Chubb and Peyton Barber over his final 2 years as an offensive coordinator. Dobbins is going to get more work than he ever got under Greg Roman. And for a guy that looked last year on one leg, 22nd in yards after contact per attempt, he was 6th in breakaway run rate. In an improved Baltimore Ravens offense that's going to feed him the rock more, and in a contract year, J.K. Dobbins is a player you need to be betting on in 2023. Alrighty, now getting to our top 2 players. I get the suspension is a worry, but I got to mention that number 2, ALVIN KAMARA. This Saints offense can be better this year. Derek Carr might not be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, but he can be an improvement over who was taking snaps last year. Alvin Kamara is still going to be the main back in this offense when he comes back from suspension. And the suspension is the only thing holding his ADP down, and the experts are gobbling up the value. He was still 4th in opportunity share, 7th in weighted opportunity last year. He had over an 18% target share, and even with more receiving weapons, we know that Alvin Kamara is still one of the best receiving backs in the NFL. He's going to garner targets. And if we think that this Saints offense can be improved this coming season, they were 21st in red zone scoring attempts per game last year. That number is going up if they're improved. And Alvin Kamara has regression baked in as far as his usage inside the red zone. Had 43% of the team's carries inside the red zone last year. Yeah, that's not great. The previous season, 61.8% of those opportunities inside the red zone. Alvin Kamara could get more work in 2023, and when he comes back from a suspension, he is going to be the main guy, and he could be carrying you to fantasy titles. Number 1 guy on the list. I love the talent, and we have not seen him uncork a 2,000-yard rushing season, but I'm telling you, it's still in the range of outcomes. Nick Chubb. Last year with Jacoby Brissett under center, he was the RB5 in fantasy points per game. When Deshaun Watson got there, it tanked him. He dropped to the RB17 in fantasy points per game, and this is not a reflection upon Chubb, his talent, where he's at in his career, because all of his efficiency numbers still looked amazing. 7th in yards after contact per attempt. He was 2nd in elusive rating. If Deshaun Watson can bounce back, Nick Chubb will be a top 5 running back in the NFL this season. Again, if you want a chance to win a one-of-one ultimate custom fantasy championship belt for your league, courtesy of Trophy Smack, the #1 destination for epic fantasy tournament trophies, all you have to do is subscribe to the Fantasy Pros YouTube channel right now, comment on this video below, and that's it. We'll be announcing a winner this week, so this is your last chance. Get those comments in right now, baby. Turn on notifications so you know when new episodes drop and to claim your prize. All right, everyone, that's my 12 players that the experts are targeting heavily in their drafts. Let's have fun. Fantasy season is here.